Hello and welcome to this game review. So in general, we shouldn't look at our blitz games too seriously, as normally we can't really show what we can or can't do in these games, and usually the deciding factor will not be our ability to calculate or our ability to plan long strategic operations. It's usually going to be some simple tactic, and we can't really analyze it either, because if we had fought for a bit later, a bit more, it would probably not have happened. So generally I would suggest playing at least 15 plus 10 games as a minimum to train and to analyze. So anyway, the chess is still possible to analyze. Here bishop c4 is clearly a mistake. It doesn't take a long time to see that after d5 the bishop will need to move. Generally we should take the center if possible, so d4 is quite a simple move here, and the black's opening strategy is a bit passive. Bishop c4, d6, so this is of course possible as well. Black plays d5 in 2 moves, which is also fine for him. And now after the bishop has to move, we have an exchange French structure where white has lost a tempo and black should be more or less okay. So both sides develop the pieces, knight b2, knight e4, and this aims to exchange some pieces, but while black is not very well developed, white can try to take advantage of this. So first we took, and now bishop c2 was played, which is a big mistake, and it was made in 4 seconds, so of course if we were having some time to calculate here before playing the move, knight d2 would come up very quickly. It should be the first move that we calculate, as there are no checks and there are only captures and attacks. There's this capture and this capture. In another in another way to play, we could play rook e1, which develops a rook. It also pins this knight, so knight d2 is not possible anymore. And for example, after this, we can take, and now the knight is not really hanging because the pawn is pinned, and we can play, for example, queen d2, and trying to develop the queen somewhere and get out of the pin. But of course, this isn't entirely obvious. It requires some thought. But bishop c2 misses a somewhat positional tactic, because now, even though material is equal, clearly white is a lot worse. Because our king is open, we have now created two extra pawn islands. The square on f4 is terribly weak. Our bishop is not very good, and we can imagine this knight going to f4, after which we will be completely lost. So black understood this idea. Also, he fixed our pawn on f4, and from here the position is very difficult. Rook f2, again here white has more time than we started with, so it's not a very serious game. So again, rook f2, and a few moves later, here after queen h3, the position is quite uncomfortable. We have a lot of weaknesses. There's not really any attack, but what we do have is that this queen is somewhat misplaced, so we could improve our bishop to f1, try to do this. And it's not that easy to play for black. He will have to retreat after this, go back, and white is still of course not doing great because of the weaknesses, but we can play on. After queen c1, f5, the f4 pawn is very weak. After rook g5, queen h4, black is picking up this pawn, and after this, even worse, we're losing the queen. So a lot of this could have been avoided. So such games are not really subject to analysis, as we didn't really think on any of our moves. So as a conclusion, I would say do not analyze blitz games and focus on longer time controls.